Welcome back to our channel. Today we're talking about a coverage that many people don't even realize exists in their homeowners insurance policy, but it's one that can be incredibly meaningful. We're going to break down grave markers coverage. If you've ever wondered whether your homeowners insurance could help protect something as important and sentimental as a grave marker or a mausoleum, this is definitely a video you want to stick around for. So what is grave markers coverage? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. This coverage helps pay for damages to grave markers, headstones, and even mausoleums if they're damaged by a covered peril under your policy's personal property section. The policy typically pays up to $5,000 to repair or replace the damaged marker, subject to your deductible. Now, I know that may not be something you think about every day, but when you have a loved one's final resting place to protect, knowing that you have this coverage can bring a lot of peace of mind. Let's say you have a family member buried in a cemetery and there's a beautiful headstone or mausoleum marking their grave. One day, a tornado comes through and causes significant damage. Maybe debris hits the marker or the high winds knock it over or crack it. As heartbreaking as that situation is, your homeowner's insurance policy with grave markers coverage can help cover the cost to repair or replace it up to $5,000. You'd just be responsible for your deductible and the policy would take care of the rest. Now, it's important to mention that this coverage isn't just for tornadoes. It applies to any peril that's covered under the personal property section of your policy. So that could include things like vandalism, fire, or even a vehicle accidentally crashing into your cemetery. If the damage happens because of a covered event, this coverage can help you handle the expenses that come with repairing or replacing the grave marker. A lot of people are surprised when they learn about this. I get it. Grave markers and mausoleums don't exactly fall under what you'd think of as personal property in the usual sense, but they are considered part of what your policy protects, and this special coverage is designed to offer an added layer of protection for something that holds significant and emotional cultural importance. Something else to think about is the cost of these markers. Now, depending on the material, design, and size, headstones and mausoleums can be incredibly expensive. Now, some elaborate or custom markers can cost several thousands of dollars, and mausoleums can even go higher. Knowing your policy has some financial backing to help with those kinds of losses can be a huge relief. Of course, there are some limitations to keep in mind. The coverage is capped at $5,000 and it's subject to your policy deductible. If the damage exceeds the limit or isn't caused by a covered peril, you could be responsible for covering the difference. But if you want to explore increasing coverage or adding a rider for more protection, that's something you can talk about with your insurance agent. At the end of the day, grave markers coverage is one of those things you hope you never have to use, but it's incredibly valuable if you do. Losing a loved one is hard enough, and having to deal with damage to their final resting place just adds to the stress. This coverage can ease some of that burden and give you one less thing to worry about. If you're not sure whether you have grave markers coverage on your policy, or if you want to learn more about how it works, reach out to your insurance agent. They can walk you through your specific policy details and help make sure you have the coverage that you need. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it and subscribe for more content that helps make insurance easier to understand. Have questions? Drop them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.